Real conversations, real solutions, real success.
Success is my religion.
All right, welcome back to another week of the Porch.
The Porch.
With the chosen one and the success engineer. We are here with you today, and our subject is. Dang, what did I say? I keep like every time I try to.
What does it take to be successful? What is your expectations to be successful?
What are your expectations for success? So, what I've been coming across, what I've been asking myself is, like, what does somebody think is gonna how does somebody think this is gonna turn out, right? And I'm looking at these students across from me. I'm like, do you just like, what are you thinking? How are you going to be successful in life, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you think it's just gonna, like, I'm just gonna do whatever and just do whatever everybody tells me to do? And because I really don't know what they're thinking.
There's a percentage of people that are just gonna, let life. I say 25%.
Man, you got, if you're gonna throw out percentages,
25%.
You gotta know. Look it up. Look it up.
I'm not gonna look it up. I know these people's brains right now. It's not very calculated, so we're gonna say 25%.
But I'm just saying, like, even like I see them play sports, but like they'll only play the sport when they're in the season, and they not, you know what I mean? Like they're not.
They don't love the sport,
huh?
They don't love the sport.
Exactly, and I'm like, do you even love life? Like, to even try at life? And I'm like, I don't know. So the question, I was like, what is your expectation for success? Like, if that's the right way to put it? Because I'm gonna ask somebody, like, what do you expect from life? And I like what that's what I really was thinking about, is like, what should a person expect from life if they don't even try that hard? And maybe my try hard is different than somebody else's.
It is gonna be.
Okay.
This is gonna be very different.
Because I do a lot of work, so I already know it might be a little different. But
you have to understand that you are from a different era. So your work hard is not the next man's work. It's not this generation's work hard.
Right.
This generation's work hard is playing basketball, maybe getting in the game for 5 minutes. That's an accomplishment. We want to play the whole game. We don't want to sub out unless we hurt our timeouts as our rest.
Yeah.
That's not the case right now with these people. These people, and I say people loosely, these people, it's minimal effort. But as a society, that's what we're basically showing them. Minimal effort gets you
everything you want in life.
No.
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 But that's what they're showing.
That's what they're showing.
And that's what you said. You said they're showing. Society is showing.
Society is showing them that, but that is false advertising.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, what are your expectations for success?
Well, I mean, right now everything is. I would venture to say everything is a fairy tale, or AI, because AI is taking over everything right now. It's crazy. And so for me, I mean, I like to live in reality, and I don't know how many people on the planet right now is living in reality. So in order for you to live in reality, you need to understand there are certain things that are that has to happen. Like, in order for us to do this podcast, we have to pay our light bill, or we won't have any power. In order for us to be on the internet to broadcast this, we have to pay our internet bill, or however we get our internet. It's cause and effects. And I think that a lot of society has went away from cause and effect. And that's very terrible because then we have the question that we have
We got
today.
a delusion. We got a whole bunch of delusional
We do
people
have a
out
whole
there.
lot of delusion, but that's the reason why we have this subject today. And we're going to try and get to the bottom of it as best as we can and give you a plethora of different scenarios.
Yeah, because I'm sitting in front of students, and not to say that they're bad students. Some are good students, and yeah, I just be looking at people, and I'm just like, what do you think is going to happen for you? Like, because I was always thinking about, like, I mean, that's why I do the reverse engineering. That's yeah, I always have the goal in mind. And when I was playing basketball, and I was always undersized at the position that I played. So like I had to think through, like, what is the best case scenario for me to be successful in this game or in this moment, or what do I need to stay out of, what do I need to do, what do I need to do beforehand. Like we didn't even have a lot of and sports is the main, like the simplest thing that you can just see a
Yeah.
cause and effect, right?
Yeah. But
So when I was playing basketball, I'm playing basketball. We didn't even have like scouting reports, and like we knew some of the guys on the other team, maybe because we played against them like the years before or whatever, and we knew how tall they were, and just different things like that. But we didn't sit down and be like, all right, this is the play they run, and we didn't look at film or nothing. It was real like instinctual. Yeah, you had to be adaptable, and but like I had an expectation that like I'm gonna win, and like the stuff that I do in practice is going to help me win, or whatever the coach is saying. Like I need to know that stuff, because I'm we gonna if we don't know it, if I don't know what I'm supposed to do,
we'll get exposed.
And I ain't gonna be playing, so I want to play the whole game too.
Yeah.
and so that's what and then when I got older, and then like I was in the best shape of my life in the early 30s or whatever, when I was doing 16 plus hours of workout every week, and then I would get to that Sunday game, and I would look across from at my opponent, and this dude got a beer belly, and and I'm like,
run circles around him.
I bet not lose. like my expectation, I'm not losing to you. That's how I came up with the I won't lose mentality. Is like, I will not lose. Like I worked out for 4 hours before this. Like I'm not losing this game, this one game, with nobody nobody's in the stands, no nothing. It's just me. Like and I got this feeling that it's always on me. It's always been that. It always came down to my attitude. It always came down to the plays that I made. Like, and I think everybody has a Jordan moment, or have Jordan moments. I call them Jordan moments because like you're gonna be able to step up and be the person to take your team to victory in a lot of different situations, scenarios.
And they're going to look at you for that.
Yeah, but you don't know when it's going to come, especially if you're not Jordan. You know what I mean? Steve Kerr ain't Jordan, but he knew that his time was going to come one of these times.
Be ready.
But you had to be ready, right?
That's right.
So that and that's what I'm looking at, is like we're living in a interesting time, is what I told one of my students. We're living in an interesting time where people do a little bit and can be a lot monetarily successful. Let's get that straight. They can be monetarily successful with the looks of they're just doing what they love, and and it's just all glitz and glamour. But in reality, the reality is, like, you got to put in work.
Yeah.
And most people have to put in work on that climb to wherever they need to be. And in my mindset, because like I have a little bit of imposter syndrome, and my mindset is like, what? How do I approach this topic of success? Because I can't tell you that you are definitely not going to be successful, because there will be some people that I'm like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But like I can't, like, success is a subjective thing, like, and then like so we'll go through the three different students that I wrote down about, like what would their expectation be, and we'll get your that's the look.
So look, yeah.
And we'll,
what I can do about it.
I'll tell you the scenario for the what the three students did in high school, and then the scenarios with each one of those students, and then we'll get your feedback. And
because I'm sure I fit
then,
one of those categories from my school days.
So what are the expectations of success for number one is a student that barely does anything at school, maybe tries a little bit but not much, and sleeps in class or whatever.
I don't sleep in class.
Then graduates and then just goes to work, right? The second student is a student that does a decent amount, not really involved in anything, but comes to school, gets decent grades, and wants to go to college and has a little bit of a plan on what they want to do, but not really. Then the third student is, and there's a lot of students in like in the spectrum, right? These are the three. The third student, student that does a lot in high school, but then goes to college with a plan, right?
Okay.
So, what do you think about those three students at this point?
Well, at this point, I mean, it's all hearsay, because if they're seniors, either they are regretting with the substantial amount or non-substantial amount of activities that they participated in, i.e. going to class, because you said the first one sleeps in class. That's crazy work.
Boys, it's even good students that sleep in class nowadays.
It wasn't allowed when I was in
That's
school.
what I'm saying.
But, times have changed, obviously. So, for student number one, and you say he's just going to go to work. Well, that's going to be the only option.
Yeah.
For him, because like I put myself in this. Senior year, I was doing night school. Like everything was.
What is night school?
Night school doesn't exist anymore, because you can just go to school during the regular hours and do it. But night school was like school that happened after regular school.
So you failed a class and.
I failed several classes.
Yeah, and then you had to go to night school.
I went to night school, and in my mentality, and don't hold this against me, but I paid for the school, so therefore I paid for a certain grade.
Oh,
and we had we had a whole assembly about the grading scale changing. So you want to stay away from that F. F meant failed immediately. But D, disappointment. C, consistent. B, bravo. A,
outstanding. All right.
Not outstanding.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. So, I hovered around the D's. I just wanted to get out of school. I was tired of it.
So this is not night school, right? What did you mean paid for? Like pay money?
Yeah, you had to pay for night school.
Oh, to get those grades back.
Well,
or get those...
you had to pay for night school because it was a service, and you also had to attend.
Yeah.
So you had to do the work.
You had to do the work. You had to put in the time, and you had to pay for it.
Yeah.
Out of your own pocket. Like they didn't have no scholarship or something.
Nah.
Like
they got a scholarship
for everything these days.
The old how times have changed, but no. So I mean,
they got a scholarship to recover
fail.
your failed classes.
Yeah.
Like, you should have did it first. We didn't even need a scholarship.
I wish I would have been a part of this era. 'Cause I would have not had to spend money on night school. I could have wasted my money, my McDonald's money on that. But for the most part, and I'll just be honest, I don't really even know how I passed. I think
School?
At night school too, because know, coming towards like Christmas break, you start to feel that pressure.
They feel pressure?
I felt pressure.
When you knew your grades wasn't good, right?
I felt pressure, and I was like, "Ooh, I got a lot of people that thinking I'm gonna graduate. I might not."
Because we at that point right now in the year.
Yeah. See? So this is all happy time. This is all slow it down. Let's enjoy ourselves. Ooh, breaks coming up. So just as a kid, just like now, I look forward to the holidays of, being off, not having to report somewhere and try and enjoy the little time I have. But January came, SATs, everybody was ratting and raving about SATs. I didn't care about that because I wasn't trying to go to college and pay for it and fail. See, I was smart. I didn't want to waste money and fail. So
you wasted taxpayers' money.
I didn't want to waste them either. I didn't even know if they was gonna do it. I had no scholarships.
Well, I'm talking about
I was
in high school.
Yeah, I was in dire straits. Coming down the line, and May. Yeah, I graduated May. Yeah, so May came pretty fast. Even though it's 5 months, you got out. Football season's over. The Super Bowl that happened in January. Then you got February, March, April.
And May is when you're supposed to graduate.
You're supposed to be gearing up, and I was gearing up. So I was, trying to, hustle teachers and Yeah,
can I turn in this late work from January?
I was all over the place. I actually, made a conceited effort and tried to get in my locker so I could get the books I was all over the place. I was a mess. But it seemed like I kept it together, and probably I've been nonchalant all my life. So it probably didn't look like I was in any fear at all, but I was. Terrible fear. Of just failing and disappointing people, which, but that should matter. But
I know it should matter, but like students wait until the last minute, because then it's like, oh, my mom's gonna be upset at me. You didn't know that when
January 1st, I had that mother. I was like, oh shit.
But I'm talking about in August, September, when we first went to school. You didn't.
No,
and when you had your head on the table, or you didn't have that.
No,
maybe,
if I wanted to sleep, I just didn't go.
Yeah, you didn't go. So that's what I don't understand. Like,
well, it's a different era, so that
it's not that much different, is what I'm saying.
It is, because we had this discussion about how you can just have recovery classes.
Oh yeah, during the school day.
Recovery classes for us, night school. So I went to school with a whole bunch of people. So I saw people from elementary, in the class, smell like weed. Like, God, I was like,
do you think that hinders people success in high school? Because we got students that walk in smell like weed all the time, and they be coming in vaping, and they be trying to get vapes in the school building.
No, I don't think it does. It does certain things to certain people. Like, you can do that, and it can motivate you and make you real focused. So sometimes I want to focus on something. Like, we had a discussion last podcast about building things. So blaze up, you get your Walmart package, you break it all down, and then you start going to work like Bob the Builder. And it's perfect if you follow directions, which I've been learning how to do lately.
But what I'm saying, what I think, it's that is in you already, though.
Yeah,
why can't we pull it out without outside stimulant? why can't we pull it out without having to buy weed or get high or get into another frame of mind? Like, why can't we get that out of us? Like, one of the dudes in my an older gentleman in my cycle class, he was like, uh, maybe sometimes a guy has to have a baby early, and that'll motivate him to do whatever. I was like, yeah, that's the look, but like, why? But it's already in him to do something. Why can't we get it out of him before he has a situation that alters his life? You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Well, and it probably sound wrong, but it's for the scenario of him having a baby early because he already wants to be a dad.
No, no. It just
I misunderstood that.
no. But you thinking he planning it out? No, this is just a
This
dude.
just happened.
No, it just happens. Like
okay,
and then he becomes motivated and it turns his life around for the better.
That's just called pressure.
Right. But that pressure pulls something out of him, right? Why can't we pull it out before the life altering event happens? Because it could go either way.
It can go either way,
and that's what I was saying to him.
But in that retrospect, there, life happens, and then you be like, "Oh, I'm a hunker down. Oh, I'm gonna cut this off."
Yeah.
But what you're trying to say is, how come you didn't have that motivation before? Because there wasn't an option that you could fail. See, right now we're all just floating until something comes up, like a deadline. Like I'm the king of last minute stuff, obviously.
Yeah,
But
we all are.
We all are, but sometimes I F myself. And I'm working on it, but for that situation, yeah. Same thing with me, and it's all about the pressure. You know what you have to do. So I knew going into that school year, my grades weren't too hot. And then as I talked to my counselors and my teachers that have seen me for 3 years, and they're like, "Oh, it's senior year, you happy?" "Yeah, I'm happy to leave." Because I was like, I'm going on vacation. I don't want to wake up early. And I did for a whole summer. And
where did that get you?
It got me to where I needed to go to work and get money because I was disappointing myself. See, I'm the type of person that I don't want to have to depend on somebody because I'm afraid, or I wouldn't even say I'm afraid. I know that person may depict something and be like, "Oh, well, without me,
right.
you wouldn't do this, or you need me to do this." So I try and exit all that out. So if I fail, I just fail by myself. And there's no one included. I can't bring anybody down. It's all on me. But in that time in life, I want to say that, yeah, I wasn't taking life very seriously. I didn't care about SATs. I wasn't worried about scholarships. I didn't even talk to my guidance counselor until senior year. And that was really crazy because I guess I was supposed to meet him every year. I don't know. But that was a different time.
I don't think I knew my counselor like that.
The CJ that I was then is not the CJ I am now. Right. I've progressed because obviously I've had responsibilities and life has thrown things at me that you have to make happen. So I was probably student number 1. Now student number 2 does a little bit like I'm okay. I'll be honest. I was student number 2 too because there were subjects that I liked that I excelled in, like computers, stuff I understood that made sense to me that I knew I was going to be able to use later on in life. Spanish, I didn't care about Spanish.
And that's what I don't understand.
I don't
You
even.
were just in the class. Like, why? Why? Just do it. Just that's what. That's
I was in the
all.
class 3 times.
But I'm just saying, the first time, just do it. Move on. Do it. Move on. Do it. Move
I
on.
didn't have that mentality.
That's what I had. I'm just like, I don't understand.
I didn't really learn Spanish. You know how I learned Spanish? From working with Mexican, Spanish people.
The Spanish speaking people.
Spanish speaking people. And you know what I learned? I learned some good conversational skills. But mostly what I learned was bad words, because that's what I was interested in. So I was a whole lot of 1, a little bit of 2 when it came to subjects that I want. Because if I just had to rely on the subjects that I actually liked, I would have got scholarships. I would have did all kinds of stuff. Successful
they didn't
stuff.
have that many scholarships back then.
They didn't. But people would have been interested in my brain. Like, oh, wow, this dude is really like that.
And
right?
I see students like that all the time. Like they'll have A's and B's in some classes, but D's and F's in other classes.
Like geometry.
Yeah.
I never understood that. I still haven't seen it in the world. Algebra 2. I didn't understand that.
I don't even know if I took those classes. Like I don't even remember if I took those classes or not.
Well,
and that's what I keep telling my students. I'm like, they're not teaching us what we need to be successful. I'm like, do
I would have felt the same way, because I'm like, what is algebra?
Yeah,
who's gonna learn this? I'm not Chinese. I'm not trying to make PlayStation 5s or Xboxes.
And I don't think I had the like, I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't thinking about how is this going to affect me later on. I'm just thinking about getting to the next step. I just know that this is on my schedule, and this is what I need to do to get on with the next step. I can tell you that I was always aware of the financial situation and how we lived. I was always aware of the implications of what I did. You know what I mean?
Okay. And I was.
But too. I also had things in place that kept me accountable for my grades. Like, I wanted to play basketball. That's something that I enjoyed. So we had to have a 2.5 GPA to play basketball, at least that.
That was motivation. See, I wasn't motivated.
Yeah.
I went out for sports. I didn't make the team, or I would get cut because my attitude was bad, and I would just play for free.
Yeah, and we got a whole bunch of people the ecosystem of education now. So we let students, like the students that do play the sports are involved in theater or whatever they are involved in. There's no expectation, like there's no standard set. There's no you have to have a 2.5 GPA before the semester before, cumulative before to play before the season starts. Now they just go week by week. Did you go to all the classes, or do you have A's in all your classes now? Can we prove that on our little system or whatever? And I'm like, that does nothing to help the student long term.
It's not gonna help them be motivated.
No, and I'm like, that's a part of the issue. I was talking to a teacher last night in an Uber ride, and she was like, she was like, I feel so bad. I'm like, what can? She's like, what can I do? I feel like I need to do more or whatever. I was like, don't take all of that on yourself. You are number one. You ain't that kid's parent. Number two, there's a whole bunch of other factors that are playing a part in the success or not success of this student. And like, you may be a little piece of it, but just do your part. And but I had the same issue for a while. I was like, dang, I need to make sure that I get the student passed through, but I'm like, no, like, I do what I'm supposed to do, and I do above and beyond, and then it's on the student. Like, I have to give it away. What did I tell people? I tell the students, like, as long as somebody told you is my mindset when it comes to that. I told you, that this is what, now it's a choice that you have, that you can either do it or not do it. So that's what I like when I'm listening to your story. I'm looking at the students that I've worked with in the past and current, and my own journey through
Yeah.
success and stuff. Like, I mean, I always say I don't get it. I get it, but how do we pull that out of somebody early now? When and my like, I've been thinking about this a lot lately too. Is that like to get over my little imposter syndrome or whatever's going on in my brain that's stopping me from putting out the content that I know needs to be put out. But the like, I need you to reach your fullest potential is like, we're not reaching our fullest potential. We're and school, that those years in high school, and that segment of time,
Yeah.
it's
That's the motor.
it's time. It's time that like, you can't just let go, let go to the wayside. So in these scenarios, in high school, I was student number two. I was a student that did a decent amount, and I played basketball, but it like, I wasn't involved in everything school had to offer or whatever. I was involved in everything once I got to college. Because I had a different mindset and things were available. Like, it was just, it just fell into place. Like, I was already playing basketball. That was a commit, or, school is a commitment. Basketball is a commitment. Being in an organization was a commitment, which had standards, which had things that we had to do every semester and build up to your senior year to get your certification. Being a resident assistant, like, I had to maintain just the different things that go
had
into
things that you had to do.
Yeah, it was a had to. It wasn't there was no question, like, there was no, like, it was on me to get all of these things done because I signed up for it. And then I have students now that sign up for stuff but don't go to it, or don't remind themselves. They need somebody else to remind them. I'm thinking, like, my expectation later on in life is, am I expecting my boss or whoever I work for, or my customers or whatever, to remind me to get them that product that they bought? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I'll go back to this is my expectation. So,
well, I mean, that's a character trait that gets developed. You almost, I would dare say that you almost have to. And I just had it in my head on my teleprompter too. It starts with a D.
Discipline.
No, it's not discipline. It involves discipline, because once you are committed to something or wanting to do something,
Determined.
No, it's kind of, it's a D word that means force, or I would dare say, in certain aspects, trickery. But that's neither here nor there, and it'll come to me when the podcast is over.
So,
but
go ahead.
Students 1 and 2 still get there, but the third student that you're talking about, the overachiever, I would say, or the
achiever.
The achiever, that person already feels the pressure. That person already has made a scenario in his or her mind to where they want to be at a certain place in life at a certain time.
And that's why I asked the question, because I don't see that in a lot of, I mean, maybe I do see that in a lot of students. The students that do achieve higher.
I tell you'd be surprised the people that have that. Like I stated, I was definitely number one because obviously I had to pay for night school and stuff. So I didn't take half that stuff seriously, and I ended up paying for it when I could just did it for free. But student two, excel because it's something that they're interested in, and I think that a lot of things that go on in life, as far as student wise, is that they are not. This is gonna sound wrong, but they're not entertained enough to want to participate. I was entertained enough because from first grade to all the way to high school, I was around computers. That fascinated me. I wanted to be a computer. I wanted to be an architect. I was at home building Legos, doing all kinds of stuff. But middle school was the reality kick that kicked me in the face and knocked me out. Because, going from elementary school, having C's and up, never seeing a bad grade, to going to middle school and seeing my first, quarter grade in science, and that's a D, and then going home and showing this to your parents, and then they look at you like, what are you doing in school? Well, it's a whole new world. See, because in elementary, I didn't really have to try. In middle school, you have to try. You have to apply. And then there's an extra level or extra incentive for you to learn. And then and as you grow, as you traject, it gets harder and harder. It's not going to get easier. So those experiences through middle school, through high school, I was like, I'm not about to commit.
It was a deterrent. Like
It
bad grade
was a very deterrent because I knew at the time that I was going to have to take the same subjects that I took in high school for free. I was going to have to pay for those same skills to get in the field that I wanted. Now, as I got older and I started working, I would, run across people and they'd be like, oh, you should go to school. I'd be like, well, I want to go to school for this, and this. What I don't want to go to school for is this, and this, because I'm not interested in that.
And that's one of the big things that students are doing right now. They like, I just want to do this. Like, I don't want to have to do anything outside of this. Is this? But I'm telling you that success is not a straight line.
It is not a straight line.
And the real true success is what encompasses everything on your journey, and reaching your fullest potential is doing those things that are necessary in that segment of time. That's why I'm like, high school is a very important time in development as far as mindset and mentality outside of. I don't care what you do after high school. Like, I don't care what you do in life, period. But I know the expectations that you have is dependent on the things that you do on a daily basis. So if you go to school on a daily basis and you go and walk around the hallway, and you have an expectation to be a CEO, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I can't tell you for sure that it's not gonna happen, because you could make a change after high school and things can start moving, but you have just lost a whole segment of time that you could have been developing yourself inside of the things that may not necessarily apply to you or you're going to use later on, whatever. But this is something that is, I mean, you can do it, and but you just choose not to. So now you're delaying your potential by that much. Whatever you don't do in high school, you're delaying your potential. I'm not saying you got to do everything, be involved in whatever, but like, at least do your work. At least come in and sit down. At least get decent grades. You may not be the greatest person. I'm telling, like, I mean, I don't want to bring up, but a basketball player can develop themselves over time and then become a better basketball player. That's what happened to me. Like ninth grade year, I was on the ninth grade B team, right? I was good enough to play with the A team. For whatever reason, I didn't get picked for the A team because I played against and with all of those people on A team. All throughout my middle school and junior high years, I played with and against them. Started on all of my teams. Might have been the captain. I don't know if I was the captain or not. But 10th grade B, or no, 8th grade B team, 9th grade B team. It was something like that. 9th grade B team for sure. But I think it was that I was losing. I had the same skill level as those other people, but like that I didn't get picked for it. So I hated that fact. When I moved up to the 10th grade, right? I got overlooked for being moved up to JV.
Yeah.
And I was pissed. You know what I mean? I'm mad about that. But in that 10th grade year, I had an opportunity to work with my coach and develop some more skills. And he told me, if you want to get to the next level, you're gonna have to do the work in the off season, right? So I was like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna do it. It was hard, and like I guess I trusted him because he was my coach all year. He always pushed me.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell my students this all the time. I'm like, if the person isn't pushing you to be better and holding you accountable to be better, that is not a person that you want. They're not looking out for your best interest. That means teachers, even teachers that you like. If that teacher that you like is not pushing you to be better, then they don't like you that much. That's real. So the scenarios that go with these three students, student number one that doesn't do anything, graduates and goes to work. So what if that student goes to work and after high school and plays on their phone? Production isn't really good. They get paid decently, so they're not. It's not a big deal, but it's not a big deal personally. It's not really affecting them to be super productive and develop themselves and force themselves to be doing anything. Student number two, that student does a decent amount, has college plans and a little plan to finish college with a specific major or whatever. What if that student gets into an organization, becomes a leader in that organization, becomes a resident assistant, and then a graduate assistant, and starts their career off like that? And I'm asking, what are the expectations for these students for success if they did these things? And then that student number three that does a lot in high school, was in every program, people love them, they about to succeed, most likely to succeed, maybe, or they're just up there in those ranks. That student goes to college, has a plan, wants to major in this, does major in that, but they party. They don't really focus on their grades. They just barely pass through and get the C's or whatever, and didn't apply themselves, didn't continue on doing the things
like
at high school.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm participating. But it's low effort.
But I'm here. I'm participating. You should give me what? That's the question.
Oh,
that's what. Well, what is the expectation?
I never had that mentality.
And you don't have to. It's the thought process. I didn't have that thought process of an expectation. I still kind of don't, but I need that expectation. That's what brings this topic to mind, is that I'm like, I do all of this stuff and people are like, oh, I just go to work, and then I'm like, what are their expectations for out of life? Like, what do they expect out of life? And everything that I do, I'm giving back to somebody else. Like, it's not for me personally. Like, I'm helping other people. Yeah, I get paid or whatever, but like I'm always in the help.
You're in a
others.
position to help.
Yeah,
and
and
you can see the help that you're giving off,
and everybody can see it.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between those two expectations? What should I expect out of life? Is what I come down to, and I'm like, I should be expecting a lot of things out of life because I've been doing this for 22, 23 years.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I have a decent attitude. Well, I had a decent attitude for a long time, but now I'm just fed up and frustrated because, like, I think I should expect more. I should not live in a apartment with my with my mom, right? Like, we should be living the dream. I don't know if it should be right now, like, and maybe it's not supposed to be right now, but like I look at these young people and I'm talking with them. I'm like,
you're looking forward to that life,
huh?
You're looking forward to that life.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that
because
life.
You're putting in the work right now. So no, I understand, and you are correct. Because I've been in my job for 25 years, so I wasn't even expecting to be there for that long. My attitude was pretty crazy back then as well. It didn't take me. I was a hothead, if you will. I was a very big hothead. It didn't take me very much to get pissed off and be like, "You," and I'm out. But this job, even when I tried to get released or something like that, it was like they looked the other way, and I would just show up and they would just be like, "Oh, it's a new day. The slate's erased." And over time, I just was like, let me just do this and do what I'm doing. And as an adult, as a developing adult, because I even though I started at 20, I was still a kid. I had a kid mentality. It helped me develop to be who I am today. Am I the best person to talk to people in public? No. But I do a pretty good job at work. A facade, if you will. But it's just your mentality, and it's how you perceive yourself. Before you can expect anything from anybody else, you need to have the expectations for yourself of what you want to get out of life.
And I get that, and but what does, and this may go to our next segment.
But it's all about your expectations. So,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, expectation, success. Well, like, what is, like, do I expect to have a big house, family, and what am I doing right now that is going to like, put me in position for that? And that's why I go back to the high school age. That's why I want to work with 15 to 25-year-olds, because, like, we got to build that expectation. Yeah, if you may have the expectations to have everything in life, but if you are not doing anything in those formative years, the 4 to 8 years that you are going to high school and college, or just high school and work, or whatever it is, military, whatever it is, you have to develop something in that time period. Like, you can't just let that stuff go to waste. I see students in the hallways every single day. Every day. There's little students that come in and they be like, "Are you gonna go to school or class today?" Nah, I ain't going to class today. They just walk around. Everything. Like, I'm telling you.
Now see that's the difference between my mentality back then. See, I'm not gonna go to an establishment I'm supposed to learn from just to walk around.
Yeah.
See, I didn't, and
but they don't have nothing else better to do. That's why
they can just stay at home.
I know. That's what I'll be saying. We can send them home, is what I'll be saying.
And see, that was my mentality. So,
but they have this.
I had A's and B's, A day, B day. Now, most of the time I missed B day because those are subjects I didn't care about, and I just stayed at home. Like I walk to the bus stop, I do the whole little thing.
Wait till your parents left.
Yeah, and then I walk back home. And I knew everybody's schedule at my house because it was just me, my mom, my sister. So my mom, my sister, they would leave before I even thought about getting up for going to work, going to school. So I would have the whole house to myself. I would blast music. And then I would ponder as I'm getting ready, do I really want to do this? And I would go through the rigmaroles of getting dressed, walking to school, or walking to the bus stop, and maybe getting on the bus. But when I would get out of school, you get out of school like 2:20. You usually get home about 2:45.
3 o'clock. Yeah.
3 o'clock. So if I didn't have to go to work, I was home till like 6 o'clock by myself, chilling, doing whatever.
That's what I don't understand. Like, you could come in school and then you should have all night to do whatever you want after 2:30. You good, like 2:30?
You on your schedule.
I was always at an after school activity, like, because basketball's in both semesters. So,
yeah.
So, like,
See,
I always
I
had
didn't have
stuff
that. I either I went to work or I would go hang out with
and maybe that's
buddies.
what it is. Maybe people don't have enough on their plate to force them to develop, and that's what I'm coming to think is that, like, if you have an expectation of good things, not even great things, if you have an expectation of good things, put stuff in your schedule that forces you to do what you're supposed to do. That's what I did. I mean, I had an idea of who I wanted to be when I went to college because I didn't do much. I was student number 2 in high school, but I did excel in sports. Like, I did excel in the things that I was really interested in. Like, I mean, I didn't care about art class, but I was like, shoot, I'm gonna get a B or A in them, But that's just my mentality. But when I went to college, it was like, this stuff matters. In my head, I'm thinking like, this stuff matters. Like,
you should have that mindset because it's not free anymore.
Yeah, and that's one. And I always was aware of the financial situation of my household, so I had expectations. The expectations after high school or after grad school, got punted out the window because of the Great Recession. So, I mean, and maybe I have to develop my expectation to be even more because, like, I understand you understand something. Once you get the knowledge of something, you have to either, if you believe it, if you have to either go into it or you have to deny it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I've been denying the abundance factor that there's a lot of abundance out there for me. I still need to do the work necessary to put myself in position for that abundance, but that abundance is there, and I need to have that expectation for myself. So, long story short, for this podcast is that if you have an expectation, you need to be doing some type of work now that forces you into a directed, disciplined path.
Mm-hmm.
Because discipline and effort is going to be majority of what's going to put you in position for success. So this is going into reaction time, our reaction to what ChatGPT, man, maybe ChatGPT, not ChatGPT. We giving them a shameless plug.
Well, they're everywhere.
But AI, I typed in, what does it take to be successful? Success is a deeply personal concept. That's why I can't tell you whether you're going to be successful or not. But I can tell you that the things that you're doing now is either helping or not helping for whatever you expect, right? Mm-hmm. it can mean different things to different people. However, several common characteristics, skills, and attitudes consistently emerge a crucial crucial for achieving one's goals and experiencing a sense of fulfillment. And I would add on to that, like this is why AI is not all like you shouldn't just this is what it is. But I would add on that reaching your fullest potential. Like you have to be not just fulfilled, but hopefully we get you to where you need to reach your fullest potential. So the foundational principles of what it takes to be successful is to define your own success. So even if at a young age, if you don't know what it is that you want, you still have to um, have some type of success. And my suggestion for that is to just have a goal for the current segment of time. So, and my students like graduating with a 3.0 GPA and like this is going or higher is going to put me in position for whatever it is that I want to do next.
It's going to help me stand out.
You know, so that
somebody will want to pick me.
You don't have to have a long-term goal, but just that segment of time, I can have this goal at the end of this time. I should be here. I wanted to be here. Like I graduated with a 3.2 GPA in high school. My GPA was lower than that when I graduated college, but the activities I was in was different. Like, you know, and I had a couple classes that were in, whatever. But you got to set clear goals. So defining your own success is setting clear goals. That clear goal is like, I want to be in position. Like we got senior students that are coming to us now and they're like, and one student was like, to get in-state tuition at a Missouri school because they live in Kansas. To get in-state tuition, he had to have like a 2.8 GPA or something like that. And he had like a 2.5 or 2.4 or something like that. And I'm like, he's like, what do I need to do to get that up? And I'm like, and there's calculators for it, so I'm gonna give you the accurate. That mug said for the next 6 credits or whatever he needed to graduate, he needed like a 4.396 GPA. That's straight A's plus college credit classes or something like that.
That's pressure.
Exactly, but the pressure's over. He ain't gonna get that. You know what I mean? Because it's too late. It's too late for that. So having that clear set goal, passion, and purpose, like I think young people are not passionate, or they don't understand their passion or purpose because of what society shows them. They have access to, like, we wanted to be basketball players or rappers or whatever. We wanted to be all of that, but like it was that was like we was doing stuff to put ourselves in position.
And I would say that the atmospheres that we grew up in versus the atmospheres that we have now are polar opposite.
Yes, I know.
Polar opposite.
Because you got so much access to everybody.
Well, I'm just saying that the world was a little bit more criminalized, if you will, when us growing up. Like, I grew up in an era like my high school year started out with my mom being afraid that I was going to get killed over a team jacket because somebody got shot over a Raiders jacket. Mm-hmm. Coincidentally, I'm not making this up. But
no, I think I have a memory of somebody,
and I'm like, I'm going to that school. I'm like, oh fuck, sorry for the language, but I mean it all worked out, and you know, didn't have Jordans because you got killed for those in my neighborhood. So the mentality and the situations of society are vastly different. So therefore, being able to do the things that I did was an accomplishment, even though it really wasn't an accomplishment compared to what we are valued today. Like, I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I said, if I had a chance to redo what I was doing back in the day, I'd take things a lot more seriously. And then maybe I would be further along in life. Who knows? But that's neither here nor there. The society that they have right now is an entertainment society. So we grew up wanting to be like Mike or being a rapper or whatever. These young people now are just trying to be influencers. Because I don't think it really takes a skill. All you have to do is catch lightning in a bottle and hopefully somebody likes your idea or your dance or whatever you came up with, and then it hits and then it spreads, and then bam, you're on the docket and you are popular enough to where they're going to look for you to come up with a new idea to further influence your influence.
And that influencer is a broad term anyway. So, no, like, nah, man. Nah. So, the essential skills and attitudes to what it takes to be successful, persistence and determination. You got to ask yourself these questions? Like, are you persistent? Are you determined to do anything? Right?
Yeah.
Not just because you get paid for it. It requires a never give up attitude. I won't lose attitude. That's what that is. It requires resilience and adaptability. Yeah. So, are you displaying the resilience and adaptability right now? Are you showing? Yeah, obstacles are inevitable. Resilience is the capacity to bounce back from disappointments, learn from your mistakes. I don't think people are even disappointed at themselves. Like you said you were, but like I'm watching the students and I'm seeing their reaction. Yeah, they disappointed a little bit, but then they like, whatever, I'm not gonna change it.
They're not gonna beat themselves up.
Yeah, they not beating themselves up for it. So if that's a mistake, a disappointment is sometimes a mistake if it's conscious. Are you learning from that and adapt positively to new demands and changing circumstances? Your circumstances are gonna change all the time. Growth mindset and lifelong learning. You said it just then. Like, yeah, I'm not learning anything that I'm not interested in.
Yeah,
and that's a.
It's a terrible mentality.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna be honest about things, there's a lot of instances in life to where you can try and portray that it's somebody else's fault, but at the end of the day,
it's your fault.
It is all your fault. It's nothing you can get around. And then little Johnny is not going to get your grades. Is not reflecting of little Johnny or Jenny or whoever it is, because when you apply for that job,
he need to go eat. His stomach growling.
Don't tell me that. They can't hear that.
You can hear it though.
I can hear it. I feel it. But it's at the end of the day, man. Everything that you do is a reflection on you. So I remember the moment that I felt like I wanted to do better in life. I didn't have a job, I don't think. I definitely didn't have any money, and I was tired of being broke. And I said, the next opportunity I get, I'm going to take advantage of, which was my opportunity at the job I have now. And even though I had that mentality, I was still trying to sabotage myself to get something better or get to the next level, which didn't work. But I did achieve different levels to do the things I needed to do. And I think that a lot of people just need to have that heart to heart with themselves sometimes. You know, that hard look in the mirror, like, what are you doing? Do you want to continue this cycle of life?
Yeah, don't let it come to that. That's what I'm saying. Like we can already tell. Like you can go through this and sit there and see
growth mindset.
Are you doing these things right now? Do you have a positive mindset? Do you have an optimistic outlook that helps manage stress? Like, everybody got a stressor or whatever. I need to go take a break right now. I'm like,
you don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. And somebody explained it to me. She was like, yeah, we grew up in a time where we just got stuff done. Yeah. It was just we got it done. Whatever.
Either you gonna get it done or you're gonna get it done.
Yeah. And we didn't say anything about it. We just either we bottled it up, and I know there's a fine line between suppressing emotions and stuff like that and not letting them go out. But like now I'm to the point where like I don't get mad. Like I get frustrated or whatever, but now I know how to channel it. I talk about channeling all the time. Well, I talk about channeling, I think, in my book, but you got to channel that energy into something positive for you, because a lot of us come from disadvantaged backgrounds. We came from disadvantaged backgrounds, so a lot of the things are already set up against us for us to stumble, or it's an obstacle already, and we have to be disciplined. And the next is focus and discipline. Yeah. So I look at the focus to be successful, to be any type of success. It takes a lot of focus, especially when you come from a disadvantaged background. Like if you ain't got no parents that already have a company, or have a family business or anything like that you see success already playing out, and there's some of my students that have that, and that's why they like, oh, I'll just go work for my parents or whatever, and that's cool and all, but like I always go back to, like, I need you to reach your fullest potential. If you just go work for your family, like we see a lot of the wealthy people and their kids don't turn out to be as you see what I'm saying? So they not as focused, and our circumstances take away that focus that we need to be successful. So it distracts us, and the entertainment that we watch and listen to and soak in, and the people that we're around. Like I was fortunate in my friends that I grew up with and went to high school with and played a lot of basketball and did a lot of stuff over the summer with. Like they didn't give me a hard time when I was like, I can't go or whatever, because I always had something. Like even on Saturdays, like I was going to church, so I could never do anything. They was always doing something on Saturday. I could never do anything with that. But like when like I was in a summer work program during the week, so it would be like we going to do this and stuff. I gotta go get on this bus to go to this program, or go do my job or whatever. But like they didn't never take away my focus from doing anything else. Like I was the only one to go to college out of that friend group anyway. So the supporting factors to what does it take to be successsul: strong relationships, building our physical and mental health. But like those are congruent. They're equal. You got to be physically healthy, and what you eat is a part of physical health. You know what I mean? So I got students that eat hot chips all the time. This girl comes in with hot Cheeto fingers every other morning, and I'm like, so it's early, it's early in the morning. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Her stomach's gonna hate her when she's an adult.
That's what I'm saying. They eating hot chips. They eating the noodles every day. Like that like if I almost sold a cup of noodles for $20 to one of the students.
And they
She was
would have
like, "Do
bought
you
it.
really do I $20, Mr. Taylor?" Yeah. Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, you want it bad enough? I got it. I'll get it for you $20. I go buy a 10 pack."
I'll take you right around the corner. We'll get a multi pack for the same price, and then you can just multiply it.
The money you talking about me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We
Yeah,
get it from Sam's Club or
buy
Costco.
them bulk. We'll hustle up.
They don't let the teachers and stuff do that anyway. But the students can. Like I was like, you might as well let it go to a teacher. At least I had a teacher in high school. Or not high school. Like I think it was middle school or something like that. Miss Hall, the only black teacher I ever had. She played basketball. She was like 6'7". I don't know what she's doing nowadays, but she used to sell hot pickles, and over the weekend, like that mug it stunk up the whole room and everything down the hallway and everything.
It really takes me back to walking to Pershing. There was a house before you got to 59th Street. We called her the cinnamon roll lady. So I lived on Brooklyn. So you walk down Brooklyn, and probably by 57th Street, you would know if she was open for business because you could smell the cinnamon rolls.
Oh, she made the cinnamon rolls.
She made the cinnamon rolls. She had all kinds of candies. Now I think about it, my life, childhood was pretty kick ass. But I mean, you had the cinnamon roll lady, and then if you went up 55th Street, anybody lived in the 50s, there was Joe Looney's. So that's where you got your Jolly Ranchers and all your little hard candies. And yeah, sometimes I would buy candy and sell it for a profit, maybe a nickel probably, but still. I mean, those were good times. Those were educational times because, if you was doing good, which I always was in elementary school in that neighborhood, get your cinnamon roll.
So, did you change neighborhoods when you went to middle school?
I did.
So, was that a factor? Because environment is a
no.
It plays a big factor in.
It wasn't. You want to know why? Because in the 50s, I was in the hood, so I was surrounded by people of my kind, just probably way darker than me. But when we moved the summer I was supposed to go to middle school, we moved out to 73rd, which is, as an adult now, 73rd is nothing. But coming from the 50s and never being past 63rd to moving out there to nothing.
To nothing? What is nothing?
Well, nothing meant that there was a lot of older people out there. So it wasn't a whole lot of kids. I didn't see a lot of kids until high school. By that time,
you didn't go to school?
No, I went to school, but there was not a lot of kids in the neighborhood.
Okay, what does that have to do with anything? You wanted to play with somebody or something?
No, that's weird.
I'm
just you saying environment. So in the 50s, I had buddies that would come down to my house. We had a big ass yard. They would do backflips off the yard until my dad would yell at them, and then they would leave. I had a neighbor that I would hang out with all the time.
So that's what you was missing. That is what you saying?
It was lackluster when I went out.
What is lackluster?
It wasn't a whole lot of people that you could associate with that was my age.
Okay.
So I was in the house.
How did that affect you?
It didn't. I just was in the house.
Why are we missing in it?
I'm just recapping my childhood. I'm sorry.
All right. Emotional intelligence. Yeah. Understanding and managing your own emotions. You cannot let these outside factors influence you at all because it takes a lot of focus. If you can't regulate your own emotions, I'm having a day or whatever. I'm like, okay, you still got to get this work done. I don't care about your little day.
I don't have those type of emotional days.
I still got to get stuff done. Financial health. and this is a big thing right here. Financial health. We gotta. This is a podcast for next week, but the disadvantaged people are getting sold a a a dream to have trusts and all of these different things, but the I can't explain it. But at the base of it is you have to make money.
Yeah.
If you don't have money, none of this stuff is able to be applied. If you don't have the type of money that they're talking about, it can't be applied properly at the same time.
Exactly.
Because like I was thinking about when Jay-Z came out with that 444 album or whatever. And people like he giving you the game, he give you the game, and he talking about buying a a, a, a portrait or a painting. He talking about buying a painting for 1 million and
Just
that mug and held on to it, and now that mug worth 8 million. I was like, but we don't have the million yet. So how are you giving us game? We understand that that's an investment that we can make.
Yeah.
But they're not dumbing it down enough. Not dumbing it down, but like they're not
showing you the whole strategy.
Yeah, but because you have to start somewhere. And you got to look at these people as like if they're not in the same specific circumstances you, because Dame Dash, Jay-Z and all of them, they was hustling. They was selling drugs and doing all of those things. So they had a lot of money to finance themselves. We don't have a lot of money to finance ourselves. And if you don't have a lot of money to finance yourself, that's a different set of circumstances than Jay-Z and Dame Dash. If they had hundreds of thousands of dollars in the dresser drawers and stuff, like, and just sitting there, like, you gonna move a different type of way. Like, you gonna go to the club and think you a baller. Yeah, but if I got $50 in my pocket and $200 in my little stash, like that's not the same. And then I'm not gonna ever buy that. I'm not gonna say not ever, but like for me to follow in those footsteps is I'm not gonna have $1 million anytime soon to invest in something like that. So that's why this show is important, because we breaking it down. That financial and your financial health is very important, because people make better decisions the more money that they have available to them
to make those decisions.
That's why my generational wealth or building generation jumpstart generational wealth program is so important, because we want to put you in a better financial health than your parents were at the age of 22, 25 years old. You know what I mean? So that's important. There's studies we can show you about the farmers that they've done, and this is white, black, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, or Haitian.
It's one size fit all.
Yeah, and that's why it's crucial to understand that you need to be financially healthy, and you have to get over some. Like I said, we got to do a podcast episode on that. Ultimately, success is a continuous journey built on a combination of self-knowledge, effort, adaptability, and commitment to personal growth and contribution to the world around you. And that's why that's contribution to the world around you. And we didn't even read all the way through this when I pulled it up, but contribution to the world around you is reaching your fullest potential. You automatically contribute to society positively by reaching your fullest potential, doing the things necessary for you, the family that you ultimately will have or have, and having goals for yourself, and completing those goals and doing it with a sense of compassion and empathy towards others. So that's all I got for today. Anything to add to that? Hold on, CJ.
Well, I think I've explained enough. We went down childhood memories and stuff of that nature. I don't have anything extra to contribute to this besides, obviously being committed to excellence. If you are highly successful, then you will be able to do the thing that I'm about to tell you, which is the things that are on your schedule. And then you can put them on your schedule and you can do whatever you want because you have did the things to place yourself in position to do that. I was just talking to somebody else about that the other day. I want to get in a place of life to where I want to wake up when I want and then decide if I want to do something. And that sounds like retirement, but I'm not so sure I'm going to get to retire, but I don't know. That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't see myself ever retiring, and this is a part of going into what I'm about to do in the next year. Yeah, I told myself I was gonna, when I turned 40, I was gonna teach this stuff for my next 40 years. So yeah, and it's been 2 years, and I ain't my expectations aren't being met. So I got some work to do.
Well, you can adjust the plan.
Yep. And give me my theme music.
I'm motivated, I'm prepared to beat that charge.